Thinking about moving into Las Vegas, whether you're coming from California, another state, or somewhere else, somewhere here in Nevada, there are some tips that a lot of people who move here wish they would have known before they got started. So in this video, I'm going to walk you through 7 pros of living in Las Vegas and 5 cons of living in Las Vegas. If you don't know who I am, I'm Matt Bergdorf. I'm a real estate agent here in the Las Vegas area, and I help families relocate into Las Vegas. And stick around to the very end. I'm going to show you how to get my relocation guide to help you make a decision to move here into Las Vegas. Okay, so now I'm going to go over the different pros and cons. Now, this is backed by real, actual data, as well as just when I talk to my clients, once they've settled in, these are some things that they told me after they've settled in. And so this is how this list was kind of developed. All right, so pro number 1, the cost of living. If you're coming from California and you're coming into Nevada, and specifically into Las Vegas, the comparison in terms of cost of living is drastic. It's pretty much night and day when it comes to housing prices. Sometimes, depending on what your budget is and where you're living, you might even get a 2x or 3x quality of home from where you were in California to what you get here in Las Vegas. Groceries, utilities, going out to eat at restaurants are all vastly cheaper than it is in California. To give you an idea, the wife and I went back to California to Oakland to go see the Oakland Athletics before they had moved out of Oakland. And we went to a Jack in the Box because it was quick and easy. We had just landed. We were kind of hungry. We each got a meal, and the 2 meals cost $37. $37. And you can get the exact same meal here 2 times. It'll be $21. There you go. That's $16 of savings. Getting the exact same food. That's just not in California. You're not getting crazy taxes just on the food cost. We did go see the Oakland A's. It was a good time. Okay, so this is going to be pro tip number 2, which is the tax savings. There's no state income tax here in Nevada. When you're in California, you're at 13.3%. So no matter where you are on that spectrum, you're going to save an insane amount of money. And again, as I said, these tax savings could help you buy a bigger, better house, a better quality of life because you're getting a tricked out house. You're not buying a 900 square foot bungalow. You're buying a 5,000 square foot house with a pool and a cabana and a built-in barbecue and lots of space. Like, it's just a no-brainer. A lot of times, that's the single big reason why people move here is because the tax is insane in California versus here in Nevada. Pro tip number 3, which is going to be sunshine year round. We have over 300 days of sunshine here in Nevada. Actually, in 2024, I believe it rained 16 total times for less than an inch of water. So it rarely cries from the sky, and it's just, we're going to have sun year round. So, and that means in January, you can go out fishing in January. You can go hiking in February. You're not going to be shoveling snow down your driveway every single day in the December, January, February, March months from wherever you are coming into Las Vegas. Now, Vegas does get its snow, but it's like we'll get a dusting at night. It'll get down to like 19 degrees. We'll get a little dusting, and it'll disappear by 7 a.m. Because the sun comes out and burns it off. Now, we will talk about heat in the con section. Personally, I find that as a pro. I don't do well with cold weather. I like to visit my cold weather in the wintertime. Typically about 5 to 7 days is pretty much all I can handle when it comes to cold. I personally think like anything below 50 and I'm like jacket and gloves and hat and the whole 9 yards. I'm a wimp when it comes to cold weather. So for me, Vegas is the place to be. All right, pro tip number 4, which is the entertainment and dining. If you have not heard of the Las Vegas Strip, where have you been? You've been under a rock. Now, long story short, it is the whole reason this entire valley exists is because of the Las Vegas Strip. It has world-class dining, world-class entertainment with Cirque du Soleil and plays like The Awakening at the Wynn Hotel. They also have the Sphere. They have the Link. That's the Ferris wheel that goes around. Really cool entertainment options out here. You also have other entertainment like we have the Golden Knights. We have the Las Vegas Raiders. We have the Las Vegas Aces that won back-to-back women's basketball national championships. There's a lot to do here. There's also the Aviators baseball. It's a AAA baseball team. They're an athletic affiliate, and they're over in the Summerlin side. Phenomenal experience, great time, and it's hard to beat those things. You could be in a metropolitan area that has all those things that's going to cost you next to nothing, that has really low taxes. Overall, this is a great option to be in terms of entertainment and dining. Now, when it comes to dining, we have chef concept restaurants that are on the Strip. Gordon Ramsay has like 8 restaurants here. So Wolfgang Puck, and that's just to name a few. Pro tip number 5, which is outdoor activities. A lot of people are like, it's the desert, there's just not a lot to do, it's just hot and that's it. That is furthest from the truth. First and foremost, you're only 20 minutes away from Red Rock Canyon. It's a phenomenal place to go hiking, to find tarantulas and scorpions. It's a cool little spot. Breathtaking views. You also are about an hour away from Mount Charleston. So if you want to go and get to the snow, you can get to the snow in an hour from Vegas. It's an awesome spot to be. If it's 120 degrees outside, you can go up to Mount Charleston. It's like 11,000 feet elevation, and you'll get up to, what is it, like 80 degrees? And also, if you don't want to go to Red Rock Canyon to search for scorpions and do some hiking, and if you don't want to hike in the mountain at the elevation of 11,900 feet in Mount Charleston, you get cooler temps, well, you can get your boat and take your kayaks and your ski-doos and go out to Lake Mead and get on the lake there, and you can fish and you can do all the water activities at the lake. So we have a little bit of everything here that are all outdoor activities. On top of that, we also have, like 9 national parks that are within a few hours drive. So there's Zion is 3 hours away. There's Death Valley, it's a few hours away. The Mojave Desert, where there's the Valley of Fire. There's all these different national parks that are all within driving distance here in Las Vegas. In Vegas, we have a large, diverse neighborhood group. Whether you are the golf enthusiast that are looking for a golf community where you want to have your house back up to a golf course where you could literally walk out your backyard and get on the golf course, we have that here. We have the trendy condos that are in downtown. So that way you could be in the hustle and bustle and all the nightlife. You could walk to all of your adventures at night. There is also family-friendly communities that are going to be like in your Henderson and Summerlin. Those are your typical suburbs that you see here in the United States. You're also going to have the custom home builds that are going to be on the hill that have all the celebrities and multimillionaires and even billionaires. And Vegas does have the highest per capita population of millionaires and billionaires in one city in the world. So it's got a little bit of everything. On top of that, you also have the aging in place communities. So you have the Sun City Anthem, Sun City Summerlin. You have all these different aging in place communities where there's golf, there's all your different clubs, there's everything you would need in terms of like downsizing from like your 4-bedroom house in Washington or California, sell it, come over here to be in Sun City Anthem. And there's 3 different clubhouses with gyms and pools. You could join your euchre club, and you can join a business club, and you can join a choir, you could join all these things that'll help you have a community of people as you age out to retire and have a very nice retirement. And you have great weather and you have low taxes. It's a no-brainer. So no matter what, we can find the right neighborhood for you because we have all these different options here in Las Vegas. And the last major pro, obviously I like this, but it is a really, really good business-friendly state. Nevada is a hugely business-friendly state. So it has low taxes, it has very little regulation, which is a very supportive climate for small businesses to come in and thrive, which is why we're seeing a lot of tech move here, which is why we're starting to see the Hollywood 2.0, like the Vegas would, it hasn't quite taken off yet. There's regulation in California that seems to be holding it over there. But eventually it'll get over here because the regulations in California will only get more strict. They're only going to tax you more because they can't manage their money properly because the politics over there are so bad. There's a lot of clients that I have over here who specifically picked their business up, moved it over here to Nevada, dropped it in, and they've doubled their take home every single time. They literally didn't do anything, just move it out of California, drop it in here, and they've doubled their income just because of tax and regulation. Okay, time to go over the cons. Now, this is not a con from me. This is a con from people that I've helped move in here. The heat. From June all the way through September, sometimes into October, November, and even into December, you're going to see triple-digit heat. Yes, there's going to be some days that it's going to be 120 outside, and at nighttime, at 1 in the morning or 2 in the morning, it'll still be over 100 degrees. It happens. I thrive in that environment. I like it hot. I do not like it cold. If it gets down to 70 something degrees, I start putting on sweatshirts and jackets, and I'm freezing and I'm miserable. Me personally, I think this is not a con, but everyone that's moved in here, it's hard for them to adjust. It takes about 3 summers to kind of get used to that heat. But once you get past those 3 summers, you're smooth sailing and you're fine. So that being said, always carry a gallon of water everywhere you go, and your AC is going to be running all the time. So make sure you have an efficient system. We could go over what that looks like in terms of buying a house later on. Con number 2 is limited public transportation. So if you're coming from like a Boston, a New York, a DC, or Chicago, where there's a robust subway system or a train system or some sort of bus system that's really robust, they don't really have that here. We have a ton of rideshare options. There is a bus line that does take you kind of around the city, but you have limited times. It's not as robust as those other grown out areas. But that being said, this town, you are going to need a car to drive around. Like, there's just no way about it. All right, con number three is going to be tourism. Now, the strip, the whole reason this valley exists is because of tourism. People come in here, they party for a few days, and then they get out. So that's going to attract a lot of different events. So there's going to be your conventions. There's going to be like EDC is here. The F1 event is here. So they have all these different times when the strip itself gets locked down. The traffic is insane. The hotels are completely booked. The casinos are packed. It's actually a pretty fun environment and atmosphere. But that being said, us locals, we figure our way around. We kind of get used to it. Oh, we know that this weekend is going to be F1. We know that weekend is going to be EDC. So we avoid the strip at all costs. Con number 4, water concerns. Yes, we're in a desert, and yes, it is, quote, drought conditions all the time. Yes, Lake Mead is down a whole bunch of feet from when they first put Lake Mead together. There's going to be water conservation. There's going to be easements you have to pay attention to. So if you buy a house and there's been a Southern Nevada Water District easement, you can't take out that backyard. It has to stay there in perpetuity. So they may put in a desert landscape, they might have put in some turf, whatever the case may be. Just understand that when you're here, you're probably not going to have that lush green lawn that you have back in California or Washington or Idaho. So you can just sell your lawnmower and your weed whacker and buy some golf clubs and go golfing. Okay, job market variability. Number 5, okay, out here, typically the best jobs are going to single around like your hospital and your tourism. It's typically what we see. So those are the only 2 major players here in the valley. Yeah, obviously the real estate agent and the lawyer is going to do okay too. But in terms of like, if you're coming here and your experience is, say, hospitality, you actually could do pretty good out here. But if it's not that, if it's like insurance or something else, it might be a little bit more difficult for you. Hollywood 2.0 has not taken off yet. Again, we talked about that earlier. Regulation in California is kind of holding the film industry over there in California. It's going to get here soon, and it will at some point, and it's going to take off. So until then, it's really tourism and hospitality that's going to be the main jobs out here. And what that does is if there's an economic downturn, that's the first thing that gets hit hard. There is a little bit of a downturn right now. They're saying it's about 11% down from what it normally is. If you go to the strip and you start walking these hotels, 11% is still not that much. So yeah, it's down right now. That doesn't mean it won't catch back up in the wintertime. All right, so there you have it. There's 7 pros and 5 cons for living here in Las Vegas. Most people think that the pros outweigh the cons every day of the week. You get used to the heat. You're inside pretty much 90% of the time anyway. So if you're going to do outdoor activities, you do it early in the morning, you do it late at night, whatever the case may be, you kind of get used to it. I personally love it. You're never going to hear me complain about the heat ever, like ever. Even with the humidity, you never hear me complain about it. So if you're planning to move here to Las Vegas, I have a link down below for my relocation guide. Just pop in your information. I'll send the relocation guide directly to you. And if you want to have a more in-depth conversation, my calendar is down there. Let's schedule some time to have a conversation about what potentially moving to Las Vegas would look like for you. And please hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, comment down below. If you have any questions about coming to Vegas and you don't even want to just have the relocation conversation, just type in the question down below and I'll respond to it and we'll go from there. Okay? All right, until next time, see you later.